Hey guys, so this is the third episode, or my third bike, that I'm just going to do a walkthrough on what it is, what I'm running, some interesting things on my setup that not a lot of people probably run. A couple of things are some things that I've seen some of the pro riders do, but yeah. So this is my time trial bike. So that is a Cervelo P3 frame. It's the 2018 UCI legal frame. I went with the P3 over the P5 because there's a couple things on the P5 frame that are more more triathlon oriented, which you would end up having to pull off just to run it. I run a Chinese carbon wheel brand, Ican. I've had no problems with them. You can pick them up on Amazon. These are the 86s, 86 deep section rim brake. You can see I have cork brake pads on there. I actually get phenomenal braking with those, almost as good as my aluminum, and that's even in the wet. Tire choice is Specialized turbo cotton, 23 mil wide. Tubes, right now I just have regular butyl, like Bontrager tubes, but I do typically run Victoria. So I'll get Victoria latex tubes for this shortly with extenders on the valves. It's full Sram red throughout. Groups, that's actually electronic etap. I have 4 sets of blips set up. As you can kind of see, I have a blip set up underneath each of the brake levers, so that you can still brake even when you're down on the brakes. Then I have the upward ski ramp long profile with the blips on the very ends. This is a T3 TT bar setup with aluminum spacers and then 120 mil stem. Shimano Ultegra pedals. I prefer to run those. I mentioned that in the last video. Currently the batteries are off. I typically keep this in storage. I am currently running a 5339 for chainring setup. I will be switching that out as soon as I get it to a 54 or a 55 chainring. I run a medium cage trailer, so I should be able to get away with not having to switch the inner ring. 1128 cassette, Sram red of course. No bottle setup yet. I think I'll probably go with the Elite. And then I'm also thinking of going to a Corks pattern meter, so I can actually switch out the spider on these cranks. Run a Specialized saddle, their time trial saddle. I actually find it's one of the more comfortable saddles, especially with the position. Takes all the pressure off areas that it should and you shouldn't have pressure on. What else? I've seen Alberto Contador run something very similar, but I could not find what he runs. But I do run, and I have run on a couple bikes, the Jaguar Elite Link. They are Teflon coated brake cables, shift cables if you get them too, with I believe a nylon inner casing, and then they are aluminum links that are compressionless. That's what I actually have on my Trek. Beautiful shifting, so smooth, so fast. What else do I have on here? Seen this before on pro bikes. I haven't seen it on many other people's bikes though. Is actually, I have grip tape on the very top, and then I actually have underneath this hockey stick tape, I have a couple pieces of cork from just regular bar tape. So it does take a little bit of pressure off. Still have to put some tape on the TT bar extensions, but that will probably just be a little bit of hockey stick tape. Something that has a little bit of grip, not too much. Something that really lays low profile. My Garmin mount is actually one that you can get from 3T onto the stem. Believe it or not, I don't really like this 3T stem. Part of the reason is I've spent 3 times more on this stem than any other stem I've ever bought. And then it's twice as heavy as any of my aluminum stems, and it's carbon fiber. So it's neat that you can get a little arrow mount for your Garmin. It does kind of rise up a little too much for me, but it looks cool. Don't know how effective it will be when it comes to racing. Hopefully I get a chance to race this year. I do plan on doing the Jasper to the park gates on the Alberta side. It's approximately 50k if you start from the west side of town and stay on 16. If you get lucky, hit all the lights, no traffic, then I should, hopefully, when I'm in a bit better shape, I should be able to do it in probably 55, maybe even 50 minutes. Not that I'm a strong rider, but it's just because you actually have usually a tailwind most of the way, and I've been able to do it in just over an hour on my old tarmac before I had a Garmin, unfortunately. So it's not on Strava yet, and I haven't had a chance to do it since I had a Garmin. But I averaged 43 kilometers an hour for that 50k. What else? One thing I don't like about the Cervelo frames is they have that weird BB right. So I can't run the crankset that I used to have. I have one of the older Sram red cranksets that run off the regular BB30. I actually have a 53 chainring for that, or a 54 chainring for that, but unfortunately this one has a hidden bolt on it, so it does not work. So this is my Cervelo P3 time trial frame. Hope you guys liked this video. Hopefully I get to ride it a lot more this year than I did last year. Thanks for watching, and keep on riding.